And welcome back everybody, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, the Triple Crown run. Where we left off last time, we were about to check her soul.
My hearing ain't what it was.
Let's read her soul. You feel her essence humming and buzzing, another personality and set of memories lies dormant within her soul, convulsing as if in a fitful sleep. The contours of that dormant soul are sharp, ragged. As you reach out for it, it seizes you violently. You're standing in a darkened feast hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door at the far end of the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen other dwarves from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Sinove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
One man turns to you. He's right, and you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of the others. But Arms Warden Maroon ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet in those rising whispers, you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You've never tolerated insubordination from your crew and you aren't about to start. So you heft your pickaxe and swing it into the man's skull. He collapses and the others fall silent. The acrid odor of urine rises from his body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down in the flickering torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few swords. But they don't dare flinch. Your own pulse pounds at your temples. You pull back from Taina's soul, but you feel Zenove's wrath and ferocity tugging at you still. Her essence thrashes, latching out at an unseen enemy. Zenove is powerful, but dangerous too. Her fury has anchored her to old and threatening memories. You consider that there might be others you could awaken. Let's go take a look. We might want to find a more passive dwarf. We'll see. Oh, water. My throat's a little bit sore today, so I might not babble on as much as I normally do, but I'll still do my normal reading of everything. Just it's a bit sore. Don't know why. Random villagers. Broken down house.
Me and Sledge are thinking about heading down, joining a caravan over to Dawning.
Freshly caught.
Dawning? What for? You like your ogres
Effigy's
bigger?
eyes! It
We'd
looked
have
at
work
me.
at least, and I'm damn sick of fish.
Ah!
I guess we can get the monk, if we really want to. We'll leave him for now, though. That's still funny, though. We are supposed to go visit the fishery as well after dark. After dark. Although it's almost dark time. Look at that, we're at hour 5. Oh, we're at hour... What? Is it just getting to... morning? No, it looks like it's just turning night. Okay. Well, let's find out what's going on. We're gonna steal some fish. Fishes are delicious. I'll find it without your help. Not giving up, you hear me? That's what the dwarf dude shouted. Okrin. A dwarf paces with his head down and his arms crossed, only stopping to hurl glances at the building behind him. His face is smeared dark with grime and soot falls from his beard as he mumbles to himself. Work my hands into bloody stumps in this place, and for what? He kicks at a mound of dirty snow. Start with nothing, leave with less. He extends his arms out. Enjoying the taste of misery, are you? Grow a spine. The dwarf cocks his head to the side and lifts an eyebrow. With a grunt, his reaction settles into a smile of self-aware irony. You got the right of it, and my old self agrees. Well, good riddance. Should have never settled here in the first place. Some things you mean to leave behind. Come to find out you packed them anyway. But I'm not leaving until I recover what's mine. They can't deny me again, not after this. Awkward gestures at the burnt-out buildings. Those sweet-tongued priests took my heirlooms, buried the memory of my past, they said. Now I don't even have that. I take it you gave something to one of Andra's gift bearers? Okran takes his gaze away from the ground and gives you a sideways glance. You're quick. Wish I had had those wits when they spoke of peace and redemption in the eyes of the goddess. Those priests, Andra's dog, said the goddess would forgive, that some things are best left to be forgotten. He nods towards the nearby temple. Their leader, Lafta, believed her words. Another one of them, a gift bearer, took my medallion. He closes his stocky hand into a fist. And now they won't tell me where it is. Maybe there's something I can do. Not the kind of talk I've grown used to in the last few years, I admit. The priests may pretend otherwise, but folks here tend to look only after themselves. I'd be surprised if they return it willingly. They believe it's their sacred duty to cast the offerings to the goddess in some place where they'll be forgotten. Better to find where they drop them off, I think. What else did you give to the priests? The dwarf casts a measuring look at you. He quickly turns his head away and nods. You'd understand its value, my armor. A set finer than I'd ever seen, but worthless to an old dwarf. I'd have traded it for the medallion, but the fool that I was, I gave them both. If I can help with anything, just ask. What's Lapta's role in this? She leads that group of crows that took over the temple as folks started to leave. Came to unburden those that sought to forget their misery here, they say. Alright. I don't expect luck to grace me now, but if you find anything, I'll be here. Count on it. He gives you a vigorous nod. Let's go talk to him. They'll respond well to threats, I have no doubt. Everyone responds well to threats of death. That's what I've learned. There are a lot of people in here, though. Maybe we should be careful. Veins course under this woman's pale skin like icy fissures, yet when she speaks, her voice flows warm and soothing. Andra welcomes you into her embrace. Her features soften into a look of practiced compassion. We're here to ease the pain of your past, ready to take your burdens. With a thin smile, she nods. If you let the goddess help, with your hardships, of course. I want to ask you about Okran's heirloom. The dwarf already asked. We gave him the counsel he needed. Slight irritation sharpens her tone. She seems to catch herself, modulating her voice back down to a pleasant timbre. And naturally, we'll do what we can for you too. Ask what you will. He wants his amulet back. She brings her hands together and nods. Ah, Ogren, how often we let the shadows of the past become a burden even to others. That medallion, it weighs on Okran's mind. You're kind to help, but what he really needs is to cast away those memories. Isn't that for him to decide? He did. He understood the solace that the goddess could give him, and those like him. It was explained to him that many have second thoughts, but one does not withdraw offering to the goddess. In time, the memories fade, and they come to see the wisdom of their original pledge. His belongings, his past, now rest in Andra's realm, to be forgotten, so that the wounds of the soul may heal. That is the will of the goddess. The wills of mortals or gods has never stopped me before. Lapta's expression breaks and she takes a step back. Her cohorts reach for their weapons. She immediately raises her hand. No, we have nothing to fear. The ripples in her voice quickly calm. There is no need to quarrel over the mysteries of a goddess's will. I'll tell you what you wish to know. Andra's heirloom was taken by Ixtli, chosen gift-bearer among us, only to be cast away as an offering to Andra. He knows where. She pauses and looks at you intently. But you could ask him yourself. He's on a trek through the mountains of Durgan's Battery. If you run into Ixtli, tell him that he has urgent duties to attend here. It is hard to believe that only the gift-bearer knows where Andra's offerings are cast away. Is it? Our goddess frees us from the earthly burdens. It's best if only one of us knows where they are taken, lest we all end up suffering under their weight. Alright. And that's how you get information. She's like, unburdened to the goddess. It's all good. And I'm like, if your goddess comes down here, I'm going to kick her in the face, and then she's going to tell me where she put the amulet. So why don't you just save her the trouble and save me the trouble? As you step outside, the heavy wooden door of the temple slams shut behind you. You hear someone barring it from the other side. It sounds like the priests have engaged in an agitated conversation. You get the sense that they are discussing you, but you're also certain that the door is too thick to eavesdrop through, although there might be other places nearby where you stand a better chance. The wooden shutters of the temple's window close tight, muffle a set of voices coming from within the building. You can't quite make out the sense, can't make sense of the murmur, but cracking a shutter open would likely help. A rusty iron latch holds the window shutters closed. With care, you should be able to unfasten it without being noticed. Do it. You carefully begin to lift the latch from its metal hook. Halfway there, the rusted iron resists with a screech. You freeze, listening to the voices in hopes the priests didn't hear. Their conversation continues, uninterrupted. Oil it! You grab the latch and apply just the right amount of oil, nudging the metal until the rust gives way without a sound. Carefully, you pull the window shutters open enough to let the voices flow through. You hear the man speaking, his tone agitated. You do that? Hope the mountains will do it? What if His next sentence cuts as if the man were speaking to all sides of the room. Suppose he tells them instead. What then? You recognize Lafta's voice responding, "Why would he? And with all those dangers near the battery, our gift-bearer won't delay. I expect that." The man interrupts her. "You always expect. Look where it's taken us. A dying village. Ogres at the walls. Ixtali's not back yet, and I have to do his pet." His voice drops and seethes, muffling what he has to say. After a moment, Lafta replies, "Do you know, or do you think I wanted this? That I could have known in advance?" A pause ensues as if tension growing until the priest cuts it in half. "We can't wait for him. We must fish out the last batch quickly. After that, we'll decide." The man responds in a broken voice, barely audible. You can distinguish only the last words. "In that russet wood pond. I'll go." Their exchange seems to end. Cautiously, you step away from the window of Andra's temple. Russet wood, you say? Lying to me, you say? Oh. Lying is no bueno. I'm gonna go teach you a lesson. You just wait right there, Mainha. I'm coming back for you too. I don't know why. She hasn't done anything at all, and she's actually a really nice, not nice in the powerful sense, but nice in the, she's a nice person. Like a pleasant person. Let's go rest up, and then we're going to go to the russet wood and go deal with the small problem there. There's a pond, apparently. A pond of treasure loots. And I'm going to kill everybody and take them all. And then I'm going to go punch Lafta in the face for annoying me to death. I do not accept people lying to me.
Back to warm your hands, eh? With
Give me a room.
Baragon.
I need a room so I can go kill people. $100. You know what? We could fish out $100 for a pretty decent buff. 2 dex, 2 con, 2 stam. That's pretty damn good. Actually, it's really good. In all fairness, it's actually a really good buff. We have hit points, a little bit of reflex, and some action speed, and some extra damage, and healing. All 3 of those are good things. None of those are bad. Take a look. See what we got. Action speed, reflex. Boom. Fort, endurance, health. Awesome. Damage and healing. Awesome. Eventually, we're going to respec our characters just a little bit. My paladin is going to get rid of his defensive buff. His, what is it? Zealous endurance? Oh, maybe not. And hits converted to crit or grazes is pretty damn good. We'll see. I do want to wear that one cloak that converts grazes to misses, which actually we should probably do that. In all fairness, let me ponder that. Let me give that some thought. Let me give that some brain juice, and I will consider whether or not I want to wear that cloak right now. I think it's even in our inventory currently. 10% of incoming grazes converted to misses. Versus? I still love the tough, or +2 enemies are needed to flank. It's so good. Now, there's a crater. There's a pond. It's one of those two. Let's play the checking game. We'll check the crater first, although it looks like it's nice and watery, but there's a little pond with a little tiny hole in it. That's what she said. That didn't make sense. You know what? This is going to take all day to walk down here. I'm not really scared of the Andra priests. We have tentacles, and tentacles own humanoids so fast. It's not here. We're going to the middle. Actually, you know what I am curious about? And it has nothing to do with gameplay? Oh, wolves don't have their own footprints. See, that would have been cool. Here we go. Is it just the one guy? Because that would be super easy. As you walk towards the frozen pond, a figure appears through the mist, kneeling down next to a hole on the ice. The figure picks up a large chest and throws it into the water without hesitation. The figure looks around. You glimpse a face you've seen before. Kexetl, one of Lafta's acolytes. He pulls a hood over his head and throws a leather bag over his shoulder. Without looking, he walks back in the direction of Stalwart Village. He's walking right towards us, just as a heads up.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Let us... Oh, I can't quite say it right. Cloudy water is visible through a large hole cut through the thick ice. It's larger than a fishing hole, wider than a broad-set amoa. Stirred, the surface of the water laps against the layered ice. You reach out to test the water. It nips at your fingers with every ripple, quickly numbing your hand after a few seconds. Inspect the area. You carefully inspect your surroundings. Animal tracks are plentiful, but what appear to be the footprints of kith are also present near the hole. Looking closer into the hole, you notice a jagged ring of frost adhering to its walls. It has been rebroken, perhaps more than once. Let's look into the bottom of the pool. The waters swirl, salty and nearly opaque. Focusing, you catch glimpses of the bottom, gradually making out shapes in the blur. You're convinced that several items lie at the bottom. Do it! Who's gonna dive in? Our diver, Invincible 3, is going... Oh wait, cast Bulwark against the elements before diving. Have her cast it. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Do it. Elaine begins to draw energy out of the ether and into a grimoire. There's a sudden flash of light from the open page, and you are bathed in a protective aura. You dip your hand in the water. You can feel its ripples climbing up your skin, but you notice no change in temperature, as if the water itself has become lukewarm. The cold, it seems, is no longer a threat. Invincible 3, go! Invincible 3 dives into the water and disappears into the turbulent darkness. Its embrace, however, feels lukewarm and almost welcoming. Protected by the spell, Invincible 3 manages to swim with ease to the bottom of the pond. Directly below the hole, at the very bottom, Invincible 3's hands find heavy objects made of wooden metal. They are chests, small but heavy. Invincible 3 starts to bring them to the surface one by one, struggling to carry their weight through the water. After a heroic effort, Invincible 3 comes out of the frozen pond. You let a few minutes pass to recover from the ordeal, and then when you're ready to inspect your findings. The chests are marked with symbols of Andra. You grab one of them and pry open its lid to reveal its contents. Inside, all you see are rocks. You shake the surprise off and grab another chest. The same results greet you after opening it. More rocks and nothing of value. Something is surely amiss. As proof of your findings, you take one of the empty chests with you. Oh, I'm gonna go kill that dude. I'm gonna kill all of them. Every Andra worshipper deserves to die. I'll kill them all. They wasted my time and one level 1 spell, I think. Where is it? 1 level 3 spell? 1 level 4 spell. Does this spell not even exist? Guess not. Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, let's move on. Back to Stalwart. We have to go punch some people in the face for lying to us and then taking our loot. We're going to be kind of careful though, because there are a lot of them in there, like a big group, and we might run into some problems. It could be dangerous. We'll find out. All right, let's go to the town. We're going to lay some truth down on them, and the truth is that they better get out of the town before I punch them. And give me all the loot that they just took. Stupid looters. Religion is a great way to get money, though. I'll give it that. And that wasn't a barbaric religion, by the way. That's just objective fact. Have you seen the Catholic Church? Do you know how much gold they have? And ancient artifacts that are amazingly valuable? Just saying. It is an objective truth that religions are very good at making money. Okay. So, there's a swordsman up there.
Oh.
We're gonna go park a cleric there.
Just say the word. I'm
You
here.
there. You there.
Certainly. You're
And
quite
you there.
friendly, aren't you?
I am quite friendly, thank you. And you guys are all gonna go there.
Yes.
And
Hey
if
there.
I have a chance, I'll run back. Actually, you know what's a good idea? She's not gonna be running very much in this fight, whereas he might be. So we'll trade boots for now.
What is it?
You return. How may the goddess help you? I found your chests. They are filled only with rocks. I see. No use keeping this charade any longer, is there? Her group springs into action. The sounds of unsheathing blades fill the room. But we shouldn't act so rashly. She holds up a hand. The thieves keep their weapons pointed at you. We've been pretending, yes, but it is so different from what Andra's priests do. Villagers and travelers give us things they want to forget. We make them disappear. Isn't that the same thing? We aren't murderers, and we prefer to be as far away from this cursed place as we can. Why make a bloody mess out of this? I'm willing to help you look the other way. She fixes her eyes on you. Not a chance. I'll let the villagers decide what to do with you. Laughter stiffens her face hard. As she raises her arm, the folds of her robe fall back to reveal a cocked pistol pointing at you. Fine. You know what? We can fight. I've been itching for a fight this whole episode. I am ready
Yes.
and oh so prepared to fight you. Actually, you know what? Let's get some spells. I want to do... Let's get some big spells. We haven't played with our big spells in a while. That's a beautiful spell. That dude's dead. Go fight him. He's kind of hitting our... Get out of the wall of force. Actually, kill that dude first, and then get out of the wall of force. It's not like the wall of force does a huge amount of damage. You. Go fight him. And you... Actually, everyone fight him. And you heal everybody. Wong. Anytime. And just to heal up. Let's go.
What is it?
Stupid Andra worshippers. Not really even Andra worshippers. I'm gonna take all your loot. And the thick iron-handled key, which is... You know what? I'm taking all this too.
As you wish.
It's not stealing if there's no one around to watch. And that's the truth. Oh!
Yes.
I left my dog out of that fight. No wonder my DPS was slightly worse than normal. We found the White Crest armor. Exceptional, major spellbind, and cumbersome. It's cumbersome too. -1 movement speed. The DR on that is pretty impressive though. It's actually moderately good armor, but that cumbersome is a really bad debuff to have. Maneuverability is very, very important in fights. And having a cumbersome, not so good. What did the amulet do? I didn't even look. I should probably have checked. We'll check as soon as we hit this town. Accessories. What was it called? Oh, it's a quest item. It doesn't do anything. I'm hoping you got good news. Tell me about the medallion. It belonged to my sister. It was just a pretty trinket to her. To me, the dwarf casts his gaze down. She was the last of my family. Least that still acted like family to me. I know where the gift bearers cast your heirlooms away. Did you find them? What of my medallion? I have it. Let's see it. He draws a wide smile under his bristly beard. Here it is. Ocaran takes the medallion gingerly in his palms, taking care not to smudge it with his dirty fingertips. Ah, yes. It's her medallion. He smiles and manages to pull his attention back to you. You've done good here today, I swear. If I had a kingdom's treasure to give you in return. Whatever you can spare, I will accept. Yes, of course. He nods and pulls out a small bag. He extends it to you, his gaze never leaving the trinket in his other hand. He turns around and walks away, looking not at the path ahead, but at the precious heirloom clenched in his hands. Even so, the stride of his short legs seems filled with confidence. 1,200 copper for that. Very impressive. And experience. Quest completed. A lot of experience, actually. Who's close to a level? Anybody close? Our rangers, or our rogue is sort of close. Our ranger's also sort of close.
Well?
We have a quest. Oh, we should probably head back and do the talkie thing. Let's send our barbarian on the quest. We should probably go talk to that person, the animancer who wants to talk to us. Can't hurt. I like these little quest things even if they cost me money. They're just kind of cool. And it's not like we're using our vast wealth anyways. We're going to have way more by the end of the game as well.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
We're going to go to the Deerwood and to Cadnois. 24-hour walk. Just a quick jaunt across the country. And what else are we going to do in this video? We've done a whole bunch of things. Well, we'll see what this takes. We'll see what time we're at. We're at 25 minutes, so probably just this, I'm guessing. By the time we get loaded in and do the whole talkie thing and give her directions on what to do, we will be pretty well done. I like how you can still hear the people chanting for our blood. They're like, your guys were being mean to us. We want revenge. And I'm like, no. Go back to your homes or I'll hang you. And they're like, okay. We accept this proposition. It works. It makes perfect sense to us. We came here asking for justice. And, you know, a lord to help us out. We got threatened with death. We're content. We're good. Everybody's fine. Everything is awesome. That doesn't sound like the right mob mentality, personally, but whatever. Alright, near whatever your name is. Is it Geta? I'm Geta. I'm a researcher in the field of animancy. I could use some assistance if you're willing to hear me out. Give her. Get her in. What do you want? I'm looking into the bioac problem, that is, forces that can unhouse souls from their vessels. I'm trying to develop some kind of defense to protect people against these forces. The trouble is, investigating what unhouses souls in the first place requires, well, souls. I haven't been able to arrange any test subjects. I need your help. We've lost so many people to these bioacs already. Imagine if we could prevent such things from ever happening again. Perhaps you can use something other than Kith. I'd be willing to try using alternate subjects if you have a suggestion. There are vessels all over Heritage Hill. I'm sure the people of Defiance Bay would appreciate you thinning them out a little. Yes, but working with vessels can be dangerous. Here! We can just send Edir. Edir can help. He's good at this sort of thing. My parents are very proud. Edir will be busy for 4 days. Excellent. With your help, I'm sure we'll be on the right track to develop a cure in no time. Thank you so much for this. You are super welcome. That was actually really quick. But anyways, we're out of time on the video. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. We will be moving on to the next White March part, which I think is unhousing a soul. Now, we haven't found one we want to use yet. I don't want to free the mean and nasty one, so we're going to find another one. Or at least try to. And then we'll see how things go. That's going to be pretty much the end. Take care, guys. And, like always, suggestions and comments below.